Hi everyone, my name's Katrina and today I'm going to be sharing with you all of the books that I read in the month of October. Overall, this was a pretty good reading month, except for the first book that I'm going to be talking about. I decided to reread Twilight, and you will be seeing a full video on my rereading experience. I go into a lot of detail about what I thought of this. 10 years ago, this is one of my favourite books of all time. I was pretty obsessed. So I thought it'd be a really interesting experiment to see what I thought of this book 10 years later. Unfortunately, I'd rate this like a 1, maybe a 2, if I'm feeling generous. Honestly, I went into Twilight expecting to not think it was the best thing ever, but I thought maybe I'd feel nostalgic and just kind of be a little bit trash for it, but I honestly can't say that I enjoyed reading this one. Okay, my main issues. Edward is an asshole, a complete dickhead. I did not like the way he treated Bella. That's not even to do with like the possessiveness. He's just like a condescending prick. And the fact that the resolution happens off the page. Like, we come up to the climax of the story and I'm not going to go into spoiler territory. Because of things that happen with the main character, it's all from Bella's perspective, with things that happen, she doesn't actually see the resolution happen. So it's just all of a sudden done and we don't get to witness it. Look forward to my vlog where I reread Twilight. I'm sad that it went so badly. I also ended up rereading Vicious by V.E. Schwab. This was the book of the month for the book club that I co-host. I read this book a few years ago and it was a 5-star read, and this time I still really enjoyed it, but I'm leaning more towards like a 4.5 stars. My main concern with this is that there are a few characters that I think were a little bit underdeveloped, or we didn't learn enough about their character until way later on in the story, so it made it hard to believe their motivations earlier on. But in some cases, even still, I didn't find all of the motivations completely believable. So that was kind of my main critique with this. But aside from that, I think the characters are just so fascinating. Like, there's a few that I really enjoy, but there's plenty that I like actively dislike. It's definitely a case of I love to hate them, and I really liked the different timelines that we got going on. I thought that was really interesting. Oh, I should probably talk about what this is about. So we have Victor. Back when he was in college, he had a best friend who was also his roommate, and that was Eli. The two of them started doing a little bit of research into EOs, or extraordinaries. Essentially, these are people with supernatural abilities. They managed to find a way to actually become EOs themselves, and that is the catalyst for all of the shit that happens afterwards. Fast forward 10 years later, Victor has just broken out of jail and is hellbent on vengeance, and he's hunting down Eli. I also finished reading City of Ghosts by V.E. Schwab. This one I was buddy reading with Red. I don't have a copy of the book, but we would FaceTime, and Red actually read the book to me, which was really enjoyable. So this is V.E. Schwab's recent middle grade release. It is about a girl named Cass who is able to see the dead. In fact, her best friend is a ghost. Her parents are ghost hunters, but Cass is actually the only one who's actually able to see beyond the veil. But her parents are starting work on a new TV show which takes them to the most haunted places around the world. The first stop is Edinburgh, and while she's there, Cass comes across the path of a very dangerous haunting called the Red Raven. Such an enjoyable read. Honestly, this was a great book to buddy read with someone. It's kind of cute as well. There's a little bit of those spooky elements, but it's not super scary or anything like that, which I like because I'm not really good with scary things. But I just really love how sweet the friendships are that we have in the book. Obviously the friendship between Cass and Jacob, the ghost, but also there's a girl named Lara who Cass meets when she's in Edinburgh, and I really liked the dynamic between the two of them. It was just a delightful read. The last two books that I'm going to be talking about are a series that I reread, and I actually finished both of the books in October in anticipation for the live show that I hosted with some lovely booktubers. I'll have a link to the live show in the description below if you want to go check it out. The first part is spoiler free, but the majority of the live show is talking spoilers all about The Strange the Dreamer duology by Laini Taylor. So we have Strange the Dreamer and Muse of Nightmares. This time I listened to both of these on audio because I'd heard great things about the audio book, and I would also really recommend the narrator Steve West does a fantastic job, I think, with just capturing the atmosphere of it, but he also does a really good job of differentiating between each of the characters and giving them different voices without sounding gimmicky, which I always appreciate. I feel like my channel has been the Laini Taylor show recently. I've just been talking about Strange the Dreamer, and Muse of Nightmares. I swear in every video almost, and I think it is really deserving of all the love. It's definitely one of my favorite series of all time. Of course, I rated both of these 5 out of 5 stars. I feel like I just realized I don't think I rated City of Ghosts. I gave that one 4.5 stars. Back to these books. This is just such a magical duology. The first book, we meet Laszlo Strange. He is a librarian, he is an orphan, and he is a dreamer, and he has a bit of an obsession with this mythical city called Weep. No one has really had any contact with Weep for a couple of centuries until one day something happens and Laszlo is given the opportunity to go on a bit of a mission. Things happen. We meet a bunch of wonderful, wonderful characters. Honestly, if you're looking for a whimsical fantasy that will make you feel all of the feels, then I would recommend this duology. So those were all of the books that I read in the month of October. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would love to hear down in the comment section below which books that you read in October were your favorite. Let me know those recommendations down in the comment section below. But that's all that I have for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you very soon in a new video, but until then, I will talk to you in the comments. Bye!